So on December 21st, we got this story in the mainstream media about the Los Angeles Lakers player Kentavious Caldwell-Pope having to serve a 25-day jail sentence while he was playing for the Los Angeles Lakers. And what I'm going to show in this video is how this story and him being arrested and everything else, how it's all scripted by a system called gematria, which is the practice of coding numbers into words. And all of our sports leagues are scripted this way. It's always been this way. Our history is scripted this way. Our mainstream media scripted this way as well. I'll leave some links in the description. You can check them out, apply this knowledge for yourself, and you'll see that what I'm talking about happens all of the time in sports. It happens every single day in the media. But this story is synced up to Pope Francis as well. That's why, Caldwell-Pope. And the word Pope even equals 25 in gematria. I'll show you really quick. Pope equals 25 in the reduction method. And basically what you do, P is the 16th letter of the alphabet, O the 15th, P the 16th, E the 5th. You add all of them up, you get 52. But if you reduce them down to numerology, P is the 16th letter, so it becomes 1 plus 6, which is 7. So P equals 7. O is the 15th, it becomes 1 plus 5, which is 6, and so on. And you get 25, the small way. So Pope equals 25, and this whole story is all about the number 25. He has a 25-day jail sentence. His last name's Pope. Pope equals, has Pope in it. Pope equals 25. 25-day jail sentence. His full name equals 117, and jail sentence equals 117 in gematria as well. But just know, Pope equals 25. He's getting a 25-day jail sentence. And the sentence comes from driving while intoxicated when he played for the Detroit Pistons. And it was after the Detroit Pistons had played the Miami Heat, who scored 97 points on them. 97 is the 25th prime number. And look at the story. When he got arrested, he was pulled over around 2:50 a.m., a lot like 25, and he got pulled over for going 45 and a 25, right? And what's even better in regards to 25 is that in that game, he scored 25 points. Caldwell-Pope, 25 points, 97, the 25th prime number, right? He gets pulled over at 2:50 in the morning and speeding in a 25-mile-per-hour zone, and now he's getting a 25-day jail sentence, and Pope equals 25 in gematria. How interesting, And then think about the Detroit Pistons have a connection to the Los Angeles Lakers that I'm going to show in a second. But just think about the Los Angeles fires that we recently had, and think about the Miami Heat and the Miami's logo. Just interesting. So I also pointed out, too, that the story comes 59 days before his 25th birthday, and 59 is this number that is super-coded negatively on black people all throughout history. Black History Month ends on the 59th day of the year, February, and the super N-word equals 42, and February, the only month that equals 42, and to get that, it's 5 plus 9 plus 7 plus 7 plus 5 plus 9, right? So 59 at the beginning and the end of that word. And the only words 1 through 10 that equal 42 are 5 and 9. And slave equals 59. Negro equals 59. Cotton picker equals 59. Motown Records came out in 59. AIDS goes back to the Belgian Congo in the year 59, or HIV, I guess. Blues, Rasta, they equal 59. All of these numbers that are negatively stamped on black people equal 59 or 42. You know, they have all these ties. So 59 days before his birthday. Check out some other videos. I'm telling you, it's nonstop. There's all kinds of other things that go along with it. But in this case, I don't think they're using the 59 completely for that coding. The 59 is because his name has that connection to the Pope, right? And Pope Francis in Gematria also equals 59. And in the reverse way, he equals 58, just like Los Angeles Lakers, just like Freemasonry, and a bunch of other things. So the point I want to get across is that he has a connection to the Pope yet again. Is, you know, Pope equals Pope Francis 59. This is 59 days before his birthday. Also, you know, Detroit Pistons equals 175 in reverse gematria. Los Angeles Lakers equals 175 in gematria. Pope Francis, the big way, in reverse equals 175. Type it out. Pope Francis 175. And in Jewish gematria, just the word Pope equals 175. So a whole bunch of connections to this. There's more to it with this number 312. But what is going on here? This number 312 is super connected to the Jesuits. Pope Francis, the first Jesuit Pope, Donald Trump. The current president also went to Fordham University, a Jesuit university, and I'll show some connections as we go along here. But the reason I mention that is because the place where he got arrested was Auburn Hills, Michigan, that equals 312. And yeah, lots of connections to the Jesuits with the number 312. Anyway, the story that we got in regards to Caldwell-Pope having to serve this 25-day jail sentence, it comes the day after the Lakers defeat the Houston Rockets, right? Everyone was surprised the Lakers beat the Houston Rockets, but notice the Lakers scored 122 points, and remember, look what Pope Francis equals 122, you know? They use all of these four methods here like no other. 122 points. Look what Houston Rockets equal. 175, just like Pope Francis, right? So, super fitting that, you know, this story would come out after the Lakers upset the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets even equal 59. Also, what's interesting about this game here, so the game before that the Lakers played, they played against the Golden State Warriors, and they lost the same night that Kobe got his jerseys retired and all that, right? And in gematria, Golden State equals 175. This is something that I was talking about last year a whole lot, and it got me confused because I noticed this space theme, and then we got the death of John Glenn, and John Glenn died 175 days before the NBA Finals began. And I thought it was connected to the Houston Rockets, who are connected to space, right? And the space theme, and then the Golden State Warriors ended up winning the NBA Finals. And it was super connected to this number. But what's interesting about this stuff, so the Golden State Warriors, they beat the Lakers on the day Kobe's jerseys were retired. And the Golden State Warriors scored 116 points that day. And then the Lakers upset the Rockets, who scored 116 points. And the Lakers scored 122. Not only does Pope Francis equal 122, Golden State also equals 122. And San Francisco, or, you know, they play in the San Francisco Bay, San Francisco equals 122, and Pope Francis is even named after St. Francis of Assisi, the guy who received the first stigmata. And, you know, just think about that. Think about the connections between that. And what's also even more interesting is that after the Lakers, so the Lakers played the Warriors, then they played the Rockets, then they played the Warriors again, right? And this was before I documented this before it even happened, but I said if Golden State wins tomorrow, it will make them 26-6. Pope Francis is the 266th Pope. If they lose, they'll stay on 25 wins, becoming 25-7, which would be interesting because of all the Caldwell-Pope stuff in the number 25. But I was pretty sure they were going to win because of the 26th-6 Pope Francis, the 266th Pope, who went to the White House in the United States on the 266th day of the year in 2015, just after the Golden State Warriors won the NBA Finals. And it was synced up to the Philadelphia train wreck, and then we had the movie Trainwreck with LeBron James in it later that summer. Much, much more, that train wreck happened at 923, and LeBron James in Jewish gematria equals 923. Pope Francis came to America on his 923rd day as Pope and went to the White House at 923 on 923, September 23rd, which is the 266th day of the year. And he's the 266th Pope. Much, much more. Anyway, let's see here. So, I also pointed out that Warriors game before the Rockets game just so happened to be Caldwell-Pope's 25th game. So, all of the 25 I mentioned before, this game against the Rockets where they lost when Kobe's jerseys were retired was his 25th game of the season. Also notice too, interesting, there's a bunch of these connections to the Lakers who aren't going to win the NBA Finals this year, but notice the Lakers before that played Cleveland. So they played Cleveland, then Golden State, then Houston, then they played Golden State again. But notice that Caldwell-Pope didn't play against Cleveland, and then he didn't play against Houston. So, possibly a clue of the NBA Finals, but, much more to look into. But maybe they're just saying Golden State's going to win again, because he played only against them. I don't know for sure, but something interesting that I noticed, He didn't play against Cleveland, and he didn't play against Houston, but he played against the Warriors in his 25th game. Another reason that it stuck out to me is in this article, they talked about if he doesn't serve his 25 days, then he'll have to go to jail for 93 days in Oakland County, Michigan, right? Oakland County Jail, Michigan for 93 days. And think about where the Golden State Warriors play. Oakland, California, the San Francisco Bay, Oracle Arena where they play equals 93. Remember Kevin Durant, born on 9/29, the day that leaves 93 days in the year. A lot of this stuff goes back to Saturn and, time. And Saturn is the keeper of time, but Saturn equals 93. Caldwell-Pope, born in the year 93. I also pointed out Golden State Warriors equals 117, just like jail sentence, just like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. The Cavaliers have a lot of connections to 117 as well. Ohio equals 117, but I also pointed out that on his 25th birthday this year, it's also the same day that the NBA All-Star Game is going to be played in Los Angeles, of all places, He's a Los Angeles Laker. And on his 25th birthday, we're going to get the NBA All-Star Game on February 18th. And that's interesting. I'm going to make a separate video on this, but the next day after getting the story about Caldwell-Pope, we got a story about Andrei Kirilenko's Los Angeles house burning down. And Andrei Kirilenko just so happened to be born on 2/18, the same day as Caldwell-Pope. So, his house burnt down. Then the NBA All-Star Game is going to be on both of their birthdays. Huge connections to Los Angeles. Just had the Dodgers in the World Series. That was, super synced up to the Houston floods and the Los Angeles fires. And then we had Chris Paul leaving Los Angeles to go to the Houston Rockets. Anyway, in regards to Caldwell-Pope, I also noticed that from his birthday to the day the NBA Finals begin this year, It's a span of 3 months and 13 days. Another number connected to Pope Francis. He became the Pope on 3/13 of the year 2013. And the Edict of Milan that was passed by Constantine that was protecting Christians, that was also passed in 313 AD. Just think about that in regards to Pope Francis. If you read out the Mark of the Beast, 636, that also equals 313. Oakland, California, where the Golden State Warriors play, equals 313. Also, Donald Trump's birthday is 3 months and 13 days before the Jesuit anniversary. And all kinds of stuff with Donald Trump. Donald Trump and Pope Francis's birthdays are 187 days apart. And the Jesuits are known as the Society of Jesus. That equals 187. And Donald Trump, his Republican National Convention was on 18/7. And it was in Quicken Loans Arena where the right after the Cavaliers had won the NBA Finals and whatnot. And Donald Trump became the president 187 days later. Lots of interesting things connecting Donald Trump and Pope Francis in regards to the Jesuits. But Trump's birthday, 3 months, 13 days before the Jesuit anniversary. Donald Trump even won the election on November 9th, which was the 313th day of the year. Or actually in 2016 it was the 314th day, but it's normally the 313th day of the year. And the actual election took place on the 313th day of the year. So definitely something to think about, you know. November 9th, also the day that the Berlin Wall came down. Donald Trump wanted to build the wall. After he wins, we get a bunch of stuff in regards to wall coming out. You know, the TV show with LeBron James called The Wall. There's the movie called The Great Wall of China, another movie called The Wall. They had planned these movies well in advance before Donald Trump becomes the president, and then they all of a sudden get released when Donald Trump becomes the president. Wall equals 48, Donald Trump equals 48. Anyway, getting off topic here. So Oakland, California, 313. Caldwell-Pope's birthday, 3 months, 13 days before the NBA Finals. Pope Francis became the Pope on 3/13. Trump's birthday, 3 months, 13 days before the Jesuit anniversary. 3/13 to the Jesuit anniversary is 6 months, 14 days. You know, so a lot like Donald Trump's birthday of 6/14. Pope Francis's 1,189th day as the Pope was also Donald Trump's 70th birthday. And in the King James Bible, there's 1,189 chapters. If you read out Donald J. Trump in Jewish gematria, it equals 1,189. Kevin Durant in Jewish gematria equals 1,189. Also, in regards to Pope Francis being the 266th Pope, if you take 923, 923 was the big day with him. 923 plus 266, it equals 1,189. Also, in regards to Saturn and a bunch of other things, if you go from Pope Francis, the day he became the Pope, to Donald Trump's birthday, span of 93 days. The NBA Finals begin on the 151st day of the year, which is interesting because in regards to the Pope, Jesus Christ equals 151. And Caldwell-Pope's birthday, 2/18, is the day that leaves 316 days in the year. Jesus Christ in Hebrew gematria equals 316. Also, in regards to all of the 25 in the beginning, I talked about Pope equaling 25, Trump equals 25, Pence also equals 25, and Pence also equals 2/18 satanic, a lot like Caldwell-Pope's birthday. And then at the end here, I pointed out that Chris Paul gets hurt against the Lakers, and now he won't play his former team, the Clippers, who are from Los Angeles, and he leaves Los Angeles to go to Houston, you know. And then we get Los Angeles and Houston in the World Series, and then now he's not going to play against the Clippers. And, man, I documented so much stuff in regards to the Clippers a long time ago with Donald Sterling, where they really started bringing in the racism stuff, right? And Sterling and Silver and a bunch of other. They brought in Adam Silver after they got rid of, Donald Sterling. Sterling Silver, if you think about it. A Clipper ship, was a faster ship that they even used for slave trading and everything else. Absolutely ridiculous. David Stern also, who Adam Silver replaced Stern as the back of a boat, right? And the Clipper ship, and Donald Sterling Silver. It's a big play on stuff, so. Hopefully that makes sense. I have a whole bunch of other posts. If I get more time, I really wish I could share some of these posts every time I make a post. I don't have enough time. I have a lot of other things going on. And, I've just been documenting a lot in regards to Los Angeles lately. Talking about the Rams and just all kinds of stuff. I get weird copyright claims. I got a copyright claim the other day. And on a video, I got a copyright claim on a video that I have had up since 2012. Let me find it here. Put this video out on July 3rd, 2012. Right after I make this post about Andre Kirilenko in Los Angeles, they give my old video from 2012 a copyright claim, and it involved Hobson, who, of course, is from Los Angeles, born on 18/7, bunch of other stuff, My claim begins at 109. 109 in my video, if I can pull it up here. Los Angeles equals 109. Just some odd stuff, so. Eventually I'll get to these posts, hopefully, but I don't know. Whatever. Leaving it at that, just wanted to show the connection between the Pope and Kobe Bryant's jersey retirement and some other things in regards to Caldwell-Pope playing for the Lakers and this stupid story about him going to jail for 25 days. So, have a good one. Peace.